one of the issues in terms of packaging is holism, meaning that I have a relationship that has a beginning in terms of having a partner that knows what I'm trying to do, and then can help me deal with the issues of color and early separation and comprehensives and prototypes into being reliable in the print run and the fulfillment, even supporting fulfillment of the product in some manner, and then shipping and delivery. I mean, it's far easier to have a front to back solutions partner as opposed to one that can just do really good color and then they kind of suck when it comes to paper engineering. So having that seamless character is actually extremely helpful. I tend to believe in bringing partners in early and asking questions. And I do this with a variety of different industry types in terms of things we're working on, but part of it really comes down to looking at how could I do this? How could I do this better? We've got this bottle, we need to ship it. What's a way that I can create a container that's going to protect the bottle? Help me with let me talk to your paper engineering department and make it happen. I think that sometimes if you're just operating in a vacuum alone and then you're kind of kicking a solution into a print shop, they could say, there's a totally different way that this could have been done. And I'd rather go into that, knowing that, using that expertise than the other way. In the work that we get into, looking at sort of state-of-the-art propositions for packaging and containment, not only in terms of internal printing, internal structure, forms of lamination, looking at how papers can be laminated to create different character, embossment, printing techniques. All those things I think are incredibly important, because the success or death of a product on a shelf can be what is the story and how epiphanic is it? How quickly does someone get that story? There are two different kind of print worlds that I live in. One of them is very large international brand printing, which has a whole kind of back-end production, a whole food and beverage and fulfillment proposition tied to it. And one of the things that I think is going to become increasingly important, especially when we think about some of the trends that are happening in the market, is what does it feel like? What does the box feel like? And I think that the beginning of looking at texture and layering or lamination of message and looking at different ways. For example, we got involved with doing a package program that was not in this part of the country but elsewhere, where the entire merchandising set is a giant story. It's a giant, literally a story, and the entire campaign is built on this story, but it's on each one of the boxes has part of that story, and it all stacks into this monster merchandising display. And I think the idea of thinking about alternatively inventive ways of arriving at solutions like that, that's the kind of thing you can do with a smart partner. And if you plan it, but if you're just kind of shooting from the hip and hoping that something like that could happen, it won't happen. The key relationship for me is the relationship and the attention that I know that I will get. So in working with your organization, what I find is that there's a kind of an upfront attention to help me kind of look at how to approach a problem, and then how to help me build towards selling that solution, and then to take me into a longer term proposition of helping to maintain that relationship. Now, one of the funny things about it is that sometimes I get involved with a client, I'll work on the project, I'll develop the brand, I'll do the positioning, then I'll bring in my partner, and then your team may go on for years. So, I'm done. So, but I would rather know that in terms of the tail end that I have a relationship that I know is going to be reliable and thorough and careful with that relationship, because the bridge between Emerald and that relationship is me. I'm the one who suggested that be the path to go. And so knowing that I've got somebody who's kind of watching my back and watching the direction of the brand and all that is very important.
So it's caring in people and relationships
Yeah,
and soul, really.
yeah, it is. It's a soul thing. I think is incredibly important. What is the that idea of the personal attention and care is immensely important.
They care as much about the success of what you're doing as you do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Tim.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was a very enlightening speech. Thank you.